Hey guys, Hitman89 here. I hope everyone is doing phenomenal. Last week we've had the best single player games, and today we're gonna be looking at the best online games you should play right now. Let's not make this intro longer than it needs to be. The first game I want to show you is quite unique. Meet Your Maker allows you to raid other players' outposts in order to steal their genetic material. It's called GenMat here, and you need it to level up your Chimera. But it doesn't end there, because you can also build your own base, set traps, and place guards to stop other players from stealing your GenMat. In terms of abilities and tools, there is a double jump, a grapple hook, and melee and range weapons that you can use to kill guards and disable traps. But take one hit and you're dead. Needless to say, I got my ass kicked several times and I almost gave up, but then I decided to watch some YouTube guides, and I recommend you do the same. Cause even though Meet Your Maker seems almost impossible at first, once you get the hang of it, it's definitely doable. By the way, I don't know if you guys remember that game called Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. It was made by Ubisoft. It's dead and buried now, but the concept is kinda similar. Anyway, the second game I wanna show you is free to play, cause I wanna make sure everyone finds a game they can play, even if they're broke. Those of you who are into kart racing games like Crash Team Racing and Mario Kart and want a free alternative should give KartRider Drift a shot. It's out on pretty much every platform except for Switch. The graphics are pretty damn good and the game runs great too. I played it with a buddy of mine and we had a good time. However, getting hit in the final lap and going from first to last in a split second can be a pain in the ass. Oh, and I've also played KartRider with my wife, but she kept on hitting every wall and never made it to the finish line. It was a disaster, but we had a good laugh. Now let's take a look at a survival game for a change. Valheim originally came out on PC a couple of years ago in early access, and it finally landed on Xbox earlier this year. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I didn't get the hype at first, but now that I finally played the game, I get it, man. Still not really a fan of these old school graphics though, but at least this way, even if you have an Xbox One or a shitty PC, you can play Valheim. Personally, I played it on Series X, my brother was on PC, and the first dozen of hours or so, we pretty much made zero progress. Cause apart from the tips you get from this crow, there's no hand holding and the world is procedurally generated. That being said, figuring things out as you go is fun, and if you like Minecraft, you'll love Valheim. Cause it's pretty much Minecraft with physics and Vikings. You could obviously play seriously, hunt, harvest resources, build and craft all kinds of useful tools, or you could spend your time fucking with your friends, destroying everything they build the second they look away and blame it on gravity. That's what I did to my brother. Valheim's Xbox exclusivity deal ends around September, so hopefully PlayStation users will be able to enjoy it before the end of the year. Now if you want a manly man's game, some hardcore shit, in all seriousness though, you want to play Pokemon but don't have a Switch? Get Temtem, aka Pokemon from Wish. Alright, I'ma stop. This MMO allows you to go through the whole story with a friend, challenge other players to PvP duels, or you could play it solo, like I did, and just focus on taming wild Temtems, improving the ones you have, and even making them evolve. I love the combat system and I think this is an excellent alternative to Pokemon. By the way, I like how when you get started, the second you get your first Temtem, your friend gets jealous and challenges you to a fight just to beat the shit out of your Temtem and send it to the hospital. What a friend. Speaking of friends, Temtem has full crossplay support, so you can grab a friend and dive into this game together. Make sure to pick the right person though, cause when my wife saw me playing this, she said,
"Playing kids games, huh?"
She always hates on cartoony looking games, but she mostly plays Fortnite. I don't get it.
Shut up!
Anyway, at number 5 we have another underrated game, and this one is pretty unique, cause The Sieve is a game where 12 spies in solo or 4 teams of 3 compete to steal a suitcase from a vault. In order to do that, you'll have to rely on disguises and intel that'll grant you access to the rooms you need. Basically, everyone in this game is pretending to be an NPC, so you have to watch the way you move while keeping an eye out for any suspicious activities around you. Keep in mind, shooting blows your cover, so you better investigate properly before you go guns blazing. Speaking of guns, I don't really like the gunplay here. It feels kinda floaty, and the game gets repetitive after a while because of its lack of content. But hey, The Sieve only costs 20 bucks, so if you like what you see, go for it. I'm not sure you're gonna like the footage I captured though, cause I suck at this game. So let's switch things up with a strategy game. I'ma say it right out of the gate, solo, Minecraft Legends campaign is boring. Co-op is fun though, and PvP is a blast. So Minecraft Legends is basically an RTS game for noobs. You have to collect resources, build some fortifications, spawn a bunch of units, and raid the other player's base. Just don't forget to quickly go back and protect yours when it's under attack though. If you like these cute graphics and you want to dive into a simple strategy game, get Minecraft Legends. Now at number 7 we have Redfall. Just kidding, that shit sucks. Let me show you a way better option if you want to kill people with up to 2 friends. Yeah, sadly, it's limited to 3 players this time, but on the bright side, Dead Island 2 doesn't have a drop-in, drop-out system, so you get to keep your progress whether you're a host or a guest, and that's awesome. Not gonna lie, I didn't expect Dead Island 2 to be this good. I mean, it gets repetitive after a while, but it looks and runs great on all platforms, and it's extremely fun to play, even in solo. Drop-kicking zombies, drowning them in pools, pushing them into pits, or just chopping them to pieces never gets old. Too bad there's no crossplay though, so if your friends are on a different platform and you want to fight massive hordes of dinos instead, then the 8th game might be for you. Exoprimal comes out in July, but I played the beta and I think this PvEVP game is decent. There are multiple exosuits to choose from with different abilities and weapons, and they're split into 3 categories: Assault, Tank, and Support. So you'll be fighting a bunch of dinos, but also the enemy team whenever you find yourselves trying to control the same area. Oh, and apart from your own special attacks, you can use a Dominator to summon and control a big dino, and that's pretty cool. Exoprimal definitely has some good ideas and good enough gameplay to prevent it from dying too soon. But is it worth $60? Probably not. Good thing it's free if you have Game Pass. Speaking of free, at number 9 we have the second and last free-to-play game on this list. Warlander is a mix of 2 genres, hack and slash and MOBA. You can play as a warrior, a cleric, or a mage, and you can change classes every time you redeploy. It's action-packed, and don't worry, it looks and runs way better than the shitty footage you're looking at. Next time I'll talk about this game, I'll have some PS5 or Series X footage, cause yes, Warlander is finally landing on consoles. Anyway, both armies are split into squads. Every squad has an objective: defend your castle, attack the enemy castle, destroy towers, etc. In order to win, all you have to do is destroy your opponent's core that's located inside their castle. Simple as that. Moving on to the next game, I saved the best for last, and even though at the moment of making this video, Diablo 4 isn't out yet, but I've already played the beta, and by the time most of you find out about this video, I'm sure even Starfield will be out. Let's hope it doesn't eat shit like Redfall did. One thing's for sure though, Diablo 4 is sick. First I picked the Barbarian, then I tried the Druid a little bit, but I ended up going back to the Barbarian cause it's always been my go-to class in Diablo. My brother played the Necromancer, which by the way is OP, so 4 players can team up online and go through the whole game together. And let's not forget about the 2-player split screen support on console. In terms of story and presentation, I really like the in-game cutscenes and the way you get to see your character even in the opening cutscene. Also, for the first time in a Diablo game, you can ride mounts, cause this is an open world game now. Long story short, if you like ARPGs, you have to get this one. Before I let you go, let's have a look at the most interesting upcoming games that I haven't had the chance to play yet, so I decided to put them in the honorable mentions. Starting with the Outlast Trials coming to PC in early access, and all I can say about this one is that it's gonna be scary. A little less scary now is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I think could be the Dead by Daylight killer, cause it looks extremely promising. Another game that's coming this summer is Counter-Strike 2, except this one will be free so everyone can play it. And that's gonna be it for the best online games you should play right now. I did my best to have a bunch of brand new games on this list and also a couple of smaller ones that you might not have heard of. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, please support the channel by slapping the shit out of the like button and maybe subscribe if you're new to the channel. It's been Hitman89. See you guys very soon.
For the pay stub or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh. Fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Famous for the way up. Play the